I think they're insane. And I believe driving a tank would be a lot of fun because that's what it is. But now a tank where you don't have to feel guilty about it. It's going to be a boom because that crazy looking vehicle has already proven its popularity on pre-orders 2 years. Shares investment chairman Kevin Curry says of the Tevor Cyber truck years here, but it has a lot of room. It's a very interesting vehicle. It's got a really ugly look. Ugly is interesting. And, to be honest with you, I've got investments in providers that are providing technology for that truck, and we know the demand is huge. Numerous experts, analysts, and Tesla enthusiasts have shared their opinions regarding the much anticipated release of the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, Larry thought the vehicle looked ugly. He acknowledged that investors' portfolios would gain some value as a result. The vehicle has already demonstrated its popularity through pre-orders over the past 2 years. So it's expected to cause a boom in the market. Even before it was put into full production, O'Leary told Yahoo Finance Live, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, stated that during the first week of sales, orders topped 250,000. And according to media sources, there are more than 1.5 million reservations for the model. Okay. Based on O'Leary's assessment, the automaker may benefit from increased orders if they are in a higher margin. It's no secret that Kevin O'Leary thinks highly of Tesla and its CEO, Elon Musk. Even last year, when many people dropped Tesla like a hot potato over Musk's messy acquisition of Twitter, he predicted Musk's $44 billion offer to acquire Twitter will go through even before the sale was finalized, and that it will end up going in Musk's favor. The one thing I really like about the story I learned yesterday about the whole Elon thing is that the margins on this truck could be really high. O'Leary said, this is going to be because they've had so much efficiency in manufacturing costs since they announced the truck after watching for a very long time. I believe that this man is a Teflon man, as O'Leary stated, and that he is clearly multitasking. I believe that by the time this is all over, he will have achieved success. O'Leary stated that he believed that Musk was overpaying by 40 in the transaction, but he also mentioned that the inflated sum might end up being worthwhile because, as the owner of Twitter, Musk could utilize the platform to further his other businesses such as SpaceX and Tesla financially. The only automaker in the world without spending any money on advertising is Tesla. Few people are able to operate their own unregulated network, according to O'Leary, who promoted it on Twitter and other social media platforms a few months ago. He did, however, take aim at Musk over the latter's contentious claim that work from home is immoral. At the moment, Musk started a harsh criticism of remote workers. O'Leary, who is in charge of a massive corporate empire that consists of 54 firms, stated that he supports remote labor and rejects any idea that it is immoral. He questioned the morality of it, saying that although some people have the luxury of working from home, others do not, such as delivery drivers and factory workers. In an interview with CNBC, O'Leary refuted Musk's claim that working remotely is a moral dilemma by stating unequivocally that it is not. His position on this matter is in line with the preferences of a sizable portion of the American workforce, as evidenced by a recent study by McKinsey Company, which found that 80-70 workers in the country would choose flexible work arrangements if given the chance. Conversing with CNN while acknowledging the special conditions of Musk's companies like SpaceX and Tesla, which significantly rely on engineering cooperation, O'Leary stressed that this shouldn't overshadow the viability and success of remote work in other economic sectors. With his vast business portfolio spanning multiple states and sectors, O'Leary contended that the pandemic has shown the efficacy of remote project management. Many industries have already adopted hybrid working models. 40% of O'Leary's enterprises have made the permanent switch to remote labor, and he emphasized the financial advantages, noting that these companies are expected to produce a 20 boost in free cash flow after the pandemic. This, according to O'Leary, is proof that working remotely can be both productive and economical, especially when it comes to cutting down on real estate costs. In our venture portfolio, 44 of our employed staff members work remotely and don't visit the office at all. It's in a March Senate interview. O'Leary stated that despite their differences of opinion, he remained upbeat about Tesla and its shares. In fact, he had been a supporter of the company long before its values reached an all-time high in 2020. When O'Leary first invested in Tesla in 2019, his son Trevor, who was then an intern at the company, persuaded him that it was actually a data technology company rather than an automobile company. He believes that companies with pricing power, strong business models, and low levels of debt on their balance, these sheets perform exceptionally well because they can pass on their costs to investors and customers who purchase their goods and services. For this reason, he personally prefers to own those companies rather than bonds issued by the same company, explaining that when I have a long-term bond and inflation is 6%, I'm paying 3.2%, which is roughly the current average of corporate paper. Having said that, the well-known investor claimed that the ideal moment to invest is when everyone is losing money. For this reason, he bought Tesla stock as early as 2019. Leary stated there's no proof that growth rates in mega-sized internet giants have slowed. Despite the fact that tech has been cut in half, the company's growth rates have not decreased at all. I consider both growth and free cash flow. That's presumably why Leary is confident in his investments. I look at the balance sheet and don't listen to people talk. What matters is cash flow. When questioned about how Tesla is better positioned to take advantage of current developments every quarter, the market speculates, according to O'Leary, that competition will reduce margins, steal market share, slow growth, and so on. However, he claims that this hasn't happened because no company has yet moved to the effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity that Tesla has around its drivetrain, engine chipsets, and batteries. Since Tesla was the first mover, they've maintained their market share through innovation. Leary stated that despite the fact that this man was lambasted by everyone for a plethora of reasons, when people are asked whether they would like to get an electric vehicle, they say they would rather buy a Tesla. Thus, GM hasn't produced anything that anyone would want. Porsche hasn't taken any action yet. I'm not saying they won't, but it hasn't happened yet. The chairman of O'Leary Ventures also mentioned that although these venerable automakers are adjusting and catching up to Tesla as quickly as they can, Tesla has increased its market share, lowered its price, increased its aggressiveness, and is bringing the truck. O'Leary, even if the stock is erratic. I don't think this is a negative tale. And if he's right, and there are headwinds in the global economy, then that's the same environment for all companies, whether or not they are in the EV market. Although Yuri is not a fan of the Tesla Cybertruck's appearance, he is confident in the company's potential, and surprisingly, he wants one himself. I think they're nuts, and I think it would be a lot of fun to drive a tank. He said, adding that what they have that no one else has is a 100% focus on EV. In other words, the company is much more productive and efficient than other legendary automakers. The car is the most misunderstood vehicle release that Tesla has ever had, according to Tasha Keeney, Director of Investment, Analysis, and Institutional Strategies at ArcOnvest. Keeney told Yahoo Finance Live that although the car is very attractive, it is also incredibly cost effective because it is made of just one piece of material rather than paint, which will make it easier to produce for them. We also know that the paint shop is somewhat of a choke point for throughput in an automotive factory. Keeney advised subscribing to receive more international